this Easter at Lismore Speedway. Get ready for a battle of epic proportions. 2011 Lismore Nissan and Kia Australian Modified Production Sedan Championship. 80 of the best drivers locked in battle where only one can be victorious and crowned Australian champion. Two massive jam-packed nights of racing this Easter Saturday and Sunday. Racing at 6 with kids under 12 free. Lismore Nissan and Kia Australian Modified Production Sedan Championship. Lismore Speedway. Get ready for battle.
Competition's so tough, just you got to be thereabouts, and we're just hoping this weekend we can put it back up to number one again.
Keep the hammer down and hold on pretty much. Very fast racetrack, so hopefully we can come to terms with that and pass a few cars.
Just a matter of keeping your lines consistent with each lap, and if you can do that well then and stay out of trouble, you're going to be there for the final.
Well, it don't take much to be at the back if you hit a flat tyre or anything like that, so a bit of luck plays its part, I think.
Aussie Open champion Chris Jensen from Townsville in North Queensland. Taryn Pottage out of Victoria, and Aaron Broadbridge, a late nomination. And Craig Smiley Williams all the way from Tasmania. The new motor just going to roll that in after hurting that on Thursday night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Heat 1 of the National Modified Production title, and we are underway. McDonald gets a good start on the inside. There's plenty of push and shove, and we knew that was going to be a little greasy. Lawrenson's looking to battle for the lead. McDonald, Drew, Quinn, Clark, Page. Laps counting down for your race leader, the former national champion, Justin Drew, right on his hammer from Avalon in Victoria. Quinn Clark is third, Portage closing the gap on the front row. Port Graham, Chris Jensen with plenty of smoke. Portage got all sorts of problems with their front arm. Fall away, but McDonald's still leading. 2-1. As Jensen gets the mechanical defect flag. Whoa, there's a big call early on. McDonald, through, and Quinn Clark, one to go. McDonald, here comes Drew over the inside. Justin Drew and McDonald side by side. Last corner, McDonald and Drew. Drew on the inside. Oh, Drew again. Oh, yeah. Shane McDonald looks like he's got second. Quentin Clark will get third. Darren Portage, how about that? From Avalon and Victoria, get off for Justin Drew. Wowee. All right, we're going to have a very happy man here. He took some work. It took 11 and 3/4 laps to get the job done. But well done to Justin Drew, winner of heat number 1. Justin, what a fantastic way to start the campaign.
Thanks, Rhino. It's like to playing St. Carter for having us for the weekend. We put a huge support into this car this year.
That's a fantastic way. That was hard work out there, mate. But Shane left a little bit of room, and you're more than obliging to jump in there and take it.
Yeah, Shane's a good racer. He's really clean, which I think I'm pretty clean normally. And yeah, it's good race, big guys, good race side by side, not touched.
Absolutely, all right. So, number 3 is Gavin Lawrenson from Gympie. Next to him, in the little Telstar, one of the hometown heroes, Warren Jew. Mark Raymond returns to the Karoi Auto Wreckers Falcon and will start from position number 5, and he's outside the Victoria number 10 of Trevor Mills. Nathan McDonald will start from position number 7 on his outside. A fellow Toowoomba flyer, Kerry Lack. Behind him, a former national champion in the Kittles Cafe. Number 3, Greg Walling. Bundaberg's Dennis Shellcross will start on his outside, and Glenn True rounds out your field of starters. In heat number 2, for Lismore, Nissan and Kia, Lawrence and Jew, Raymond and Mills, McDonald, Lack, Rawling, Shellcross and Truan. Heat number 2, we are set for dispatch. And Ramsdale will lead us away. Hutchison on the outside. Gavin Lawrence and Trevor Mills go straight to the top. It's a little greasy up there. Oh, McDonald number 2 is onto the infield. Trevor Mills on the outside of Warren Joe. Hutchison and Ramsdale. And Travis Hutchison. A Borgberg to take over the lead. Ramsdale, a bump starting to appear. Hutchison. Have a look at this. We're 2 by 2 in the turn number 3. Hutchison, Ramsdale, Raymond on the inside makes it through into 2. Ramsdale back to 3rd, Lawrence in 4th. Warren, June, Trevor Mills, Shellcross, Walling, Truan, Black, and McDonald. Well, time and fast down in front of this one. Raymond sorts up the track a little to see if there's any drive. Further up on the boarding, yeah, Lismore. Hutchison, Raymond, Ramsdale under attack from Lawrenson, Warren June, third, position number 6. Hutchison has quick. Roy is out in the end with a flat right rear. Can you believe that? Roy, go UT. McDonald on the high side can't find his way through, but it's all Hutchison. And Mark Raymond in the final heat number 2. Hutchison runs a little high. Raymond gets show into the lead. And Mark Raymond. He just down the main straight this time round. Hutchison second. And the Victorians are side by side. Millsy gets around Ramsdale, who's got a flat outside front tyre. And he's going to go all the way back. Hutchison's got a heap of smoke coming from the Queensland number 6. Ramsdale forfeits to the infield. Mark Raymond still leads with only 2. Travis Hutchison still running second. Trevor Mills is third. Gavin Lionson, Dennis Shercross, Nathan McDonald, Dewey Tron and Kerry Lack with 1 to go for Mark Raymond. Travis Hutchison, the Falcon expiring, and Trevor Mills moves through into position number 2. Past the grandstand for the final time. Formerly a Gympie, now Central Queensland, but Mark Raymond will win heat number 2. Trevor Mills will get second. Travis Hutchison hangs on for third. Gavin Longson, Dennis Shelcross, Nathan McDonald, Warren Chew, Truan and Lack, but how dare I give it up for Mark Raymond. Mark Raymond sitting here. Mark, well done, mate. Great way to start the weekend.
Yeah, we've had some dramas. Had a few dramas in practice there. Fell out the lower part and the tail shaft. Just the same stuff with the toe strain and pod. We always have a few dramas. Good start of the weekend. I'm hoping to keep it going.
Absolutely. Car looked really good off the turns. It drove quite well off the turn, considering it's still a little breezy out there.
Yeah, I'd have to thank all my pit crew there for setting the car up good. Car went hand lost well, so thanks everyone for helping.
Very good. All right, we'll let him get back to the pits as heat number 3 rolls out on the racetrack. Mark Raymond, 36 points in the bank. And great way to open the campaign. And what a heat this is going to be. Andrew Harper and Ashley Barron, your starters in heat number 3. We're motoring through it as the pace car pulls off. We're set to go green. Thompson and Bullpen to lead us into turn 1. Third heat, set for a start. And we are underway. Bullpen and Thompson side by side. Fletcher made up plenty of ground. Raymond off the infield alongside Brendan Kennedy. Thompson and Bullpen hard into turns 3 and 4. It's pretty messy there the back of the field. But it looks like we're going to get the job done as Chris Hayden flies up on the inside and makes pretty heavy contact with Bullpen, but allows Fletcher to get They're side by side once again. Fletcher moves up and takes over the lead. Hayden right behind him. Martin Lawson. Hayden Raymond. Robert Trent moves up into fifth. Orpix back to sixth. Kennedy, Pearson, Harper, Ashley Barron and Jerry Flood. Gavin Fletcher. In the X-Signs. Gav's engine number 42, 47 on the roof. Hayden right behind him. Martin Lawson. Next on track in third. Hayden washed off some speed. I tell you what, Martin Lawson starting to come on a little. Some bumps over there and trees starting to fall. Fletcher. Caution flag for Horsham with 10 to go. But Fletcher's opened up 4 or 5 car lengths. Back to Chris Hayden. Lawson and Hayden Raymond, 1 to go. And Gavin Fletcher. What a performance by the Big Black XL Falcon to win heat number 3. Chris Hayden will get second. Martin Horson will get third. And we got all sorts of problems in turn 4. Pearson and Harper and Ashley Barron tangled up there. But how about to make some noise for Gavin Fletcher? Performance. That was a good battle with Chris Hayden. But well done, Fletch. Sensational start.
Yeah, it was good, mate. Yeah, we're off to a good start, so that's bloody great.
But I see you trying the high line early, like still a little breezy up there, so not much there. You slopped back to the bottom and got past Chris Hayden and got the job done.
It is, mate. Yeah. It's just really unusable up there, so very fast down low at the moment.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll let it go to the pits, but a good start for Gavin Fletcher. Street art number 20 out of Toowoomba, and I've got a considerable amount of work to done to get out for the second round of heats. Heat number 4. So Ty Galley and Kane Hetke. All right, yellows are out. We're gonna turn them loose. Galley and Headkey, then Brian Galley and Jacoby, Pagel and West. That's your front 3 rows. Great to have you here. Good crowd in for night number 1 of the Australian Championship. Brought in by Lismore, Nissan and Kia. We are set for a start. Galley nice and steady. And we're off and running. Ty Galley leads us away. Oh, Westy up on 2 well for Little Toronto. He got shot out and bumped right out of contention in heat number 1. Hetke going high to the boards. Pimento up on the top side. It's all Ty Galley out in front. Brian Galley. Next on track, David Jacoby is third. Glenn Pagel 4th. Bully Moore machine. And that'll bring on the yellows, and here's an interesting call for the officials. Hopefully some common sense might prevail, which I'm sure it will. Because we'll wait and see what the ruling will be. But a yellow has come on during a heat race for one purpose only. And we'll hate to see someone get sent to the rear for something falling off their car. But it is a galley domination out in front in heat number 4, Taiwan. Glenn Pagel extremely quick. So too the little Mazda. For the restart, past the Richards Hat will go. Ty Galley, Brian Galley, Jacoby and Pagel. And off and running. Ty Galley, his father sticks the nose up the inside of him. Jacoby is third, Glenn Pagel, Billy Moore. Jacoby moves up the racetrack. Will's about to sneak on the inside. Look at Pimenta. Really starting to work. The number 8, Westy and Bossy. Pagel's up in the 4th. Bullymore back to 4th. Jacoby under attack for Pimenta. Jason Boss. And Graham West. Leading on each other. 5 to go for Ty Galley. Oh, Ty Galley! Your race leader has gone over a big one in turn number 1 and just piked up on 2 wheels. And in front of his father's eyes, he's gone straight over the young fella. Oh dear. Well, a ginormous crash in heat number 4 of the national title. Well. Just walking over here to find out. I'm sure Ty will be okay. His father will want to know. His son's okay. It's still sitting on its roof. I'm not sure how good the radio mics will work. We'll have a quick chat. We'll get a quick look at the cars. West in the Tirana, Jason Boss has drawn some attention to himself with the noise meter apparently. Kane Hedke, Peter Gray and Joel Thomas. So we are set for a restart this time. Brian Galley to lead us away. Says only heat number 4. Thanks to Lismore, Nissan and Kia. And we are back underway. Galley, Pagel, Bullymore, David Jacoby, and Pimenta. Oh, they are all getting really unsettled on the bottom through turns 3 and 4. The track is really taking some bumps, and it's getting wild and wild out there at the moment. As Jacoby and Pimenta are side by side, Rocket Pimenta on the bottom. I tell you what, Pimenta is flying, and keep an eye on the Rocket. 18 on the roof, the blue and white Commodore, and really making his presence felt in 4th position, starting way down the back. Brian Kelly out in front, Pagel is second, Bullymore is 3rd, Pimenta 4th. Jacoby, Westy, Bossy, Peter Gray, Pimenta on the top will move into position number 3. Look at Pimenta. But Brian Galley will take the win. Glenn Pagel will get second, Pimenta 3rd, Bullymore Jacoby West, Boss Gray, Joel Thomason, headkeeper, how about from Victoria, Brian Galley? Yeah, takes his gear off quick. Brian, we won't hold you up too long. You obviously need to get back to the pits and see how the boy is, but a great way to start the title, I suppose.
Yeah, not too bad, not too flash rush me kick flip over in front of me, but shit happens, doesn't it?
Absolutely. We'll let you get back straight to the pits, mate. They've been trapped. He's all the way from Rome. Have been trapped in the floods this week. Only got here just in time for practice, and he'll start from position number 2 out of position number 3. Will be Paul Wilson. On his outside, the 35, Jeff Hayes. A former Queensland champion, John O'Collins. And Darren White in the brand new Sweet Chassis, number 94. David Barbler and Darren Baldwin, a Kingaroy. 4th row, the 5th row, Max Clark in the number 15, and is outside the Fraser Coast Series champion this season, Daryl Etherton. Shane Langton in the Victoria number 23 of Brendan Hucker. The Australian Championship heat number 5. Barron and Blackburn to lead us into turn number 1. Green flag at the ready. And we are hammered down for 12. Barron leads us in to the first turn. It's a little scrappy further back, maybe 4 wide even for a moment. Barron, Blackburn on the outside. Barron and Blackburn side by side. Blackburn on the top, Barron on the inside. Max Clark jumping like a pogo stick through the ruts in turns 1 and 2. Barron and Blackburn still side by side. Travis Barron, your race leader. Guard blown up on the side. He still leads as he gets a little airborne to the ruts. Here comes Whitey on the inside now. They're 3 wide into turn number 1. Blackburn down the back chute. Darren White is on a mission in position number 2. Here comes Whitey. Whitey up on the inside takes over the lead. Darren back to second. Blackburn is 3rd, but still on the outside of the little Cortina. John O'Collins is 4th as Hucker pulls on to the infield and OUT out. Oh, John O'Collins, flat right rear. And we got one around and big contact. In the 34 machine. And Darryl Etherton nowhere to go. John O'Collins on the infield with damage. And yellow's on again. Well, they are absolutely ripping each other apart here at the Lismore Speedway. I tell you what, this is the biggest race of the year for them. Oh, geez. It is on, but how fast is Whitey? In the crowd away, past the witch's hat they'll go. And Darryl White sets us up into the distance. Down he goes past the main grandstand. Travis Barron is 2nd. Blackburn is 3rd. Shane Langton is 4th. Max Clark, David Barbler, Darren Baldwin and Wilson. Look at Whitey, a big push as he comes up one of the ruts. Blackburn off the infield. But he was on. Some debris on the racetrack once again. The yellow's on again. 6 laps. We're halfway through heat number 5. No, just as I say that, they turn it back on. There's still some more problems. moving to the rear of the field, I believe. Wow. Okay, so Whitey's gone to the rear.
Apparently he's lost his ballast.
Ballast. Yep, well that'll do it every time, and that's a good ruling. It's better than excluding him or black flag him, as the old rule book said. So Travis Barron will lead us away at the restart. Shannon Blackburn, Shane Langton, and Max Clark. That's how they run in heat number 5. We're halfway through this one. Barron out in front. Langton gets up on the inside of Shannon Blackburn. Langton and Blackburn side by side. Whitey and Baldwin make contact on the way through. Langton and Blackburn still side by side for second and third. Whitey up in a 4th position. Have a look at Darren White. Blackburn on the outside of Langton. The World Cortina still running the top. But it's Travis Barron out in front with 4 to go. Barron, Langton, Blackburn. Whitey is now 4th. Max Clark is 5th. David Barlow, Darren Baldwin and Paul Wilson. Whitey closes right up on the front tee. 3 to go. Darren White up on the inside of Shannon Blackburn. Here comes Darren White and the Big Falcon. Barron, your race leader. Langton, there's 2 to go. Barron, Langton, White. Down past the Lismore Automobile Club. The white flag will come out for the race leader. Barron, Langton, Whitey up on the inside, and that'll be a flat right rear for Blackburn, but checkered flag, and Travis Barron will take out heat number 5. Langton will get second, Whitey 3rd, Max Clark, Blackburn, Barber and Baldwin, and Paul Wilson. But how about to make some noise for Travis Barron? And he's a little pumped. Darren White sent to the rear for the ballast. That is legalised weight you're allowed to put in the car. It's lead you can bolt in. So here's a happy man. Travis, how about that?
Righto, you know how hard we've worked for this, mate. The OTEC Lubricants, Falcon, Boswell.
I don't know what's happening down there, but your microphone has died, Rhino, so maybe it needs another battery.
None of this would be done, mate. Excellent. Well done to David Lander. Let's have a good meeting.
Absolutely. Oh, that was an anticlimax.
Jason Jolly, one of our locals in car number 22 in 3rd. Damien Forrest, the car that was totaled the other night and totally rebuilt yesterday, he's in 4th spot. Craig Franz, Brett Brady, Steve Johnson, Ben Baxter, Mark Carlin, Trent Nicolai, Mark Ferguson, and Matthew Egan as they come round for a start. Jason Jolly wanting to get away nice and cleanly. 4 wide as they go down the back straight past the Lismore Automobile Club. Absolutely blinder there. The number 9 car is Todd Doyle. He's got out quickly. Raw nasty moment for the car in 2nd position. That's let Jason Jolly through. Jason don't mind the bumps and the ruts in this track. It's where he's grown up. The local town hero coming in. Car number 16 in 3rd position. That is Steve Jordan. He's been here a few times in the past. He'll know this track really well, but it's a couple of Commodores up front. The number 9 car Todd Doyle in the VZ Commodore, Jason Jolly in the 22. Challenge for second and third, side by side. Into turn 3 they go. It's the Baxter car, number 5, with panel work floating around out there as well. He's been in the wars. He's now up into third position. 7 laps to go. Number 9 car on the roof, Todd Doyle. He's been pulling away, stretching a nice comfortable lead on this with 7 laps to go. Jason Jolly in third position. In third position, should I say, is the number 5 car, Baxter. That's Brett Baxter in his V1 Commodore. So they've stretched out. Battle for 4th and 5th. Really starting to warm up at the front of this race. Not many challenges. However, I reckon Jason Jolly might be under a bit of pressure shortly. Got to get the mouth back under control. But Baxter almost on the tail of Jason Jolly. Now leader, almost I'd say about a quarter or a third of the track in front. That is the number 9 car of Doyle. 3 laps to go for our leader Doyle. Jason Jolly in the Baxter car. Baxter just dropped off the tail of Jason Jolly in that last lap. One car slowed down up in turn 3. White flag out for our leader. It's the number 9 car of Todd Doyle. White flag. 1 lap to go. Jason Jolly in second position in 22. Then the Baxter car in number 5. Oh, Jason Jolly's had a moment. That's let Baxter get through. A nasty moment with the rut going into turn 2 with the checkered flag for Doyle. So it's 9, 5 and 22. Jason Jolly. He'll be so upset with himself. It was just one bad moment. The rut got him in turn 2. He shot sideways and Baxter shot underneath. But it is the number 9 car of Todd Doyle, VZ Commodore, Nash's Produce, GW Racing car. He is...
Alright, he's done this a couple of times before, but Todd, well, great way to start the weekend, mate.
Yeah, it's not too hard off the front row, but no, the car was not too bad, I think.
Yeah, that's right, and this track looks like it's going to be a lot of fun over the weekend.
Yeah, she might have a bit of character by the look of it, eh?
Absolutely, we'll let him get back to the pits. And heat number 7, the Lismore Nissan and Kia Australian Modified Production title. It's Nathan McDonald and Brent Barron on the front row. Mark and Aidan Raymond, Brendan Kennedy, Peter Gray, Pimenta, Headkey, Justin Drew, West and Pearson. Pace car is in. Heat number 7 about to get underway. They are set for a dispatch. Barron on the outside, McDonald on the inside, and we are underway once again. Even start off the line, and McDonald and Barron fight through the bumps. It's Brett Barron who's got the upper hand for only a moment. McDonald and Barron down the end of the turns 3 and 4. Look at Barron on the outside, foot in the bucket. McDonald, a little touch and pass, and makes his way into the lead. Barron will be content with second at the moment. It's Aidan Raymond up into third. Barron through the ruts will go back plenty of positions. Kennedy and Mark Raymond make contact down the main straight, but it's Nathan McDonald out in front by 4 car lengths back to the current Queensland champion. Aidan Raymond is second. Peter Gray is third. Brendan Kennedy is fourth, not for long, as Mark Raymond switched to the top and moves up into fourth position. Make it just about third. He got a good run through 4. Rodney Pimentas on the top as well. Brendan Kennedy down the bottoms going backwards. The top line is the place to be at the moment, I believe. And it's McDonald, Aidan Raymond, Peter Gray, Mark Raymond, Kennedy, Pimenta, Justin Drew, Graham West, Brett Barrett, Edkin Pearson. Oh, Mark Raymond up into the side of Peter Gray. Race continues. Raymond on the top. Pimenta can't find a way past. Justin Drew goes to the top. Nathan McDonald. The IT girl out of Toowoomba. In front of Aidan Raymond. Mark Raymond and Peter Gray. It's a ding-dong battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. As Westies climb into that, Justin Drew going nowhere in this one. But Nathan McDonald as is running away with this one. He's got a big lead as the yellows come on for Darren Pearson, who's lost a wheel in turns number 3 and 4. He's had a wretched start to his Australian Championship, and that team's got some more work to do. 2 to go. We got a green-white checker for McDonald, Aidan Raymond and Mark Raymond. Kennedy, Peter Gray, your top 5. Set for the restart. They're nose to tail. And we're off and running. Nathan McDonald sat it and waited. It bunched the field right up behind him. Raymond's both got a good start. As Pimenta gets around, Graham West and sets his sights on the front few. 1 to go for Nathan McDonald. He leads us down the back chute for the final time. Aidan Raymond second. But Nathan McDonald will get the win. Aidan Raymond will get second. Mark Raymond will get third. Pimenta will get fourth. Brendan Kennedy, Peter Gray. But how about from Toowoomba? Nathan McDonald. Great win. Well, Nathan, I tell you what, you found some speed out there in the 32 machine, and great win, mate.
Thanks, Rhino. Just wrong place at the wrong time in the first heat, but yeah, the car really likes this sort of track, a few bumps, but everyone's got to drive on it, so it's so fast.
No doubt about it, and big effort by the team to get you here. It takes a lot of people to make it happen, and you got a great support crew behind you.
Yeah, we've got a great crew. Without everyone helping us, the whole team, we wouldn't be here. And yeah, just looking forward to a great weekend. So.
We'll get it on, all right, mate. We'll let you get back to the pits. They're still rolling around. Fletcher, Doyle, Bullymore, Walling and Lawrenson. There's some stars down the back of this one. Keep an eye on Trappy from the front. Well, let's see what happens in the next heat of the Modified Production Australian Championship. They come around to meet the green. And they stand on the button. And we're off and running. Wacky and Trappy down the back straight for the first time. Bossy got a good start. Truan going to the boards with problems as they try to sort themselves out. Todd Ball's made up a fair few positions already. Fletcher got Bolton's gone back in the field. Rolling. Moved up into 6th position on the inside of Todd Doyle. Fletcher on the top with Doyle. They make plenty of speed up to 3 and 4 that time round. Trappy's the race leader. Kerry Lack, Martin Horson. Well 2 by 2. It's Trappy out in front from Whack, Horse and Walling, Welby, Hydro and Handsome, Todd Doyle, Bossy, Fletcher, Bullymore, Lawrence and Martin Hawson gets up the inside of Kerry Lack and moves into position number 2. Lack is back to 3rd. Walling is 4th, Ball is 6th, or 5th. Weldon 6th. Fletcher 7th. Bossy's going backwards with a front right rear as Greg Walling's on the charge into 3rd position. Todd Doyle up in the 4th position now. 6 laps to go for the race leader. As Kerry Lack gets back past Todd Doyle, they're side by side, past the pit. With that time they go. Here comes Martin Hawson. Has a dive to the inside, hits the ruts, unsettles the car, and Trappy takes back the lead. So Trappy out in front of Toowoomba steering suspension number 23. Hawson is 2nd. Walling, Doyle, Lack under attack from Fletcher. The flame, the afterburn from Hawson as Greg Walling has a look on the outside. Greg Walling to the top side. Look at Greg Walling go. And the New South Wales number 3 on the top side. Hawson, and he'll make it work. 2 to go for your leader. Trappy, Walling, Hawson, Doyle, Fletcher. Your top 5 in this one at the moment. 1 to go. As Doyle goes to the top. Down the back straight for the final time. It's Trappy. Hawson is expiring and Fletcher will get past him for 4, but Robert Trapp will take the win. Walling will get 2nd. Todd Doyle 3rd, Gavin Fletcher 4th. Martin Hawson, Welby, Lack, Gavin Lawrence and Bullymore and Dew. But how about a few winner from Toowoomba, Robert Trapp? Oh, the Toowoomba fans are happy. That's 2 in a row for them. And well under Trappy. Well, Trappy. How about that, mate? You smoked them, mate?
Oh, about smoked them, mate, but she's hard to hang on out there. It's getting a bit rough, but we got there in the end. I thought she was all over in the first corner on the first lap, and she went up 2 wheels.
No, good performance, though, and great to see you back. You're just sneaking around Australian Total Time, mate. It's good stuff.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Can I just say hello to my daughter, Jess, and Mackenzie in the crowd, and they're just watching tonight. It's good to have them here. And my wife, Donna.
Very good. All right, mate. Off he goes. Toowoomba steering. South Australia looking forward to that road trip. We'll worry about that on Sunday. It's Craig Franch and Broadbridge on the front row. Whitey and Clark. Heat number 9 about to get underway. Keep an eye on Hayden to go to the boards. Franch and Broadbridge up the main straight to the T-line, and we are green once again. Franch and Broadbridge. Max Clark on the outside. Shellcross on the outside. Carlin on the outside. Oh yeah, as Clark gets a little wild through turns 3 and 4. Broadbridge nice and steady on the bottom, your race leader. Clark, here comes Mark Carlin, former national champion up in the 3rd position. Broadbridge goes back to 2nd as Max Clark takes the lead. Whitey on the inside, back up to 4th. Shellcross on the outside. Oh, Floody and Bullpen contact. They both drive away. Have a look at this for racing. Clark, Carlin, Broadbridge, White, Shellcross. Carlin down on the bottom. And Mark Carlin takes over the lead. Max Clark fighting back, takes back the lead. Oh! Jags it up. Coming out of 4. Royce continues with Carlin. Here comes Darren White now. Max Clark will not go away. Shellcross and Craig Franz side by side. Broadbridge back to 6th. Chris Hayden, Morgan Shellcross, yellows on. Before the bumper on the main straight in front of us. Well, that is heart into mouth kind of racing. Green. Carlin to lead us away, looks dynamite. Down the bottom, Max Clark will not go away. Don't count out Whitey or the little Cortina from Bundaberg, Dennis Shellcross. Here we go once again. The drop of the flag. And we're off and running. Carlin. Down the back chute we go as Hayden gets up on the inside of Broadbridge and moves through into position number 6. Whitey down the bottom. Max Clark really crossed up through turns 4 that time. And Darren White moves in to position 2. Shellcross on the bottom. Dennis Bulpert out with a flat right rear. That won't be the last time that happens to someone tonight. Shellcross and Clark. Shellcross and Clark come together, opens the door for Craig Franz. He moves into position number 3. Whitey down the bottom, have a look at Darren White takes over the lead. Holy smokes, Whitey is flying. Mark Carlin got no answers because Carlin just had the stickers sucked off his Falcon from Darren White. Craig Franz, his 3rd. Shellcross in a ding-dong battle with Hayden, Max Clark and Broadbridge. Hayden, a big move. Oh, they are bashing each other up. Oh, Broadbridge up onto wheels comes. Comes to a rest in front of the Valvoline scoreboard. It's running sweet. It's looking sensational. And he's about to take the green with 2 to run. Nice and steady. They're not to go early. And they're off and running once again. Hayden has a big dive on the inside of Craig Franz. That's for 3rd and 4th. Whitey leads us through 3 and 4. He'll get the white flag this time round. It's Whitey, Carlin, Franz and Hayden. Whitey's still your leader. 3 car lengths to Mark Carlin. And Darren White will take the win. Carlin will get 2nd. Craig Franz, Chris Hayden, Max Clark, Egan, Shellcross, Floody and Wilson. How about that, folks? Give it up for Whitey! Oh, yeah! Tell you what, Whitey, that was impressive.
Yeah, no, actually, the sweet ride this one.
You paid to say that?
No.
After the first heat, obviously some ballast fell off and they put you to the rear. That's probably better than the old rule book than putting you straight out and then still to come through, get a podium in that and then obviously win this one. That's a great start.
Yeah, no, thanks, Rhino, and I'd like to thank my brother Robbie because it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Speedy, Ash, Matt Pasco, there's just heaps of people that put this car together in the last couple of months. Yeah, no, it's a good ride.
Absolutely, mate. We'll let you get back to your pits. How about some noise for Darren White? Brand new car. And that's how you do it. Motorsport number 42, new colours for the weekend. Glenn Pagel. Always immaculate Commodore out of Gippy. Darren Baldwin. And Graham Jones. Set and ready to be turned loose at heat number 10. Langton and Pottage. And we are off and running. Ferguson, a questionable start. It'll stay green, no it won't. And the others are on. Oh. Back to 7, he'll get a caution. They won't send him in a rear. If he does it again, they will. So it's take number 2 in heat number 10. Langton and Pottage to do it. Once again, ready and off. Here we go, Langton gets a great start. In the 72 machine, Hayes and Pottage side by side, second and third. Steve Jordan. Travis Barron going backwards. Langton and Pottage down the back straight. There they go. Jacoby's up in the 4th position. Ferguson, Pagel, Barron, Jones, and Baldwin. Look at Pottage. Bicycles up on 2 wheels. Runs high. Langton switches back to the bottom for a look. Pottage closed the door in his face. Langton still second. Hayes, Jacoby. Jordan is 5th, Pagel 6th, Ferguson, Travis Barron with problems. It'll pull onto the infield and out of harm's way. Graham Jones up the inside of Ferguson. Pottage a race leader. Langton, look at Glenn Pagel. Pagel starting to get a wound up on the top. Glenn Pagel starting to make a run all right. Here comes Glenn Pagel. Narrowly in the 3rd position. Langton mid-track, Hayes on the bottom, Pagel on the top. It's point and shoot. In heat number 10, Pottage. Pottage in the Holland Trade Club dealer car. Langton, Pagel, Jacoby, Hayes. Oh, this is razzle-dazzle champagne racing. The Modified Productions, Pagel on the top side. Look at Glenn Pagel. Around the outside and into position number 2. Langton. Now under attack from Jacoby, who's locked down in the gutter. Two to go for your race leader. Glenn Pagel is catching him. At a rapid rate of knots, the white flag will come out. Pottage. Glenn Pagel with a red sail. Look for a big run on the final corner. Here comes Pagel on the outside. But Pottage will get it. Pagel will get second. Jacoby for 3rd. Langton, Hayes, Bradford, Jones, Ferguson and Baldwin. But how about some noise for the Victorian Pottage? How about that, man? You just said you've forgotten what it's like to win a race. That would look like hard work out there.
Man, that track is something else, but I figured, mate, if I just sort of sit around the bottom and just let the back ride through the holes, it's going to take a hell of a drive to go around the outside.
That's right, and great effort. Once again, you guys really travel all around the countryside supporting these national titles. You've got a great team behind you.
Yeah, look, it's just awesome. We just love coming to these races every year. We go to every Australian title. This is just fantastic, and to actually be competitive, I am so wrapped. It's unbelievable.
Very good, mate. All right, we'll let you get back to it. Great performance. All right. No mucking around. We keep them rolling. Barron and Baxter to lead us away. Heat number 11. It's getting tough out there. Let's see what unfolds. Barron stands on the front button. And we're off and running. Baxter keeps the beat in with on the outside. It looks a little bit of groove actually on the outside, and Baxter takes it past Ashley Barron and loses past the boss for the first time. Baxter or Quinton Clark, a little ugly through the bumps out of turn number 2, and Etherton gets up on the inside. Trent Nikolai turns around on the infield and backs onto the infield, and the race will continue. It's Baxter, Barron, Barbara, Quinton Clark, Barbara, with a flat right rear, and goes back plenty of position. Yes, he does, and he is out of the vent. Look at Baxter though. It is on rails through the bumps. Here the Lismore Showgrounds for the Nissan and Kia Australian Modified Production Championship, heat number 11. Baxter, Barron the battle. It's Clark and Everton. Swabrook, McDonald, Darren Forrest gets through. Oh no! Forrest gets through on Hutchison. Oh my goodness! Oh, little smokes! Terry Broders roll out a ginormous rollover in front of the main grandstand. Darren Forrest has gone in head first in turn number 2, and Braun has gone over 1,000,000 times in turn number 3 and 4. Red lights on. That was a nasty one. Over there, you would have been a good, did you get that up there on the DVD? Travis Hutchison, your remaining competitors in this heat race. It's a few on the infield now. But the witch's hat is ready. The green flag about to drop. And we're off and running once again. Brett Baxter leads us down the back chute once again as Etherton gets through on Quinton Clark. And Etherton will take over position number 3. Matt Swabrook will get through into 4th position, not for long, as Quinton Clark's fighting him back on the inside. Etherton giving Barron a little bit of a hurry up. It's tough work through 3 and 4. Swabrook on a mission now. And the Toronto spare car up in the 3rd position for Swabrook. Etherton fighting back on the outside. Ashley Barron is hanging on for 2nd. But there's some red and white Falcons on the charge behind him. Swabrook through into 2nd, Barron back to 3rd. Barron fighting back on the inside. Brett Baxter runs away, or running away with this one. Out in front, Barron made a little contact with the fence and loses the position. Back to 4th. Gets a good run out of 3. Right behind Quinton Clark. goodness. It is insane. Baxter in the fence and out of the event. We haven't got enough recovery vehicles. Deary, deary me. And we're off and running once again. A quick battery change for me on the infield, and Ashley Barron gets a great run up on the inside of Quentin Clark. It's getting extremely rough out there in 3 and 4. Matty Swarbrook leads us down the back straight for the final time. Ashley Barron in second, Quentin Clark is third, and that's how they'll finish. Great win by Matty Swarbrook, Ashley Barron, Quentin Clark, Etherton, McDonald and Hutchison. Oh, but what a performance. Give it up for Matt Swarbrook. Well, Matty, after Thursday night, I'm sure you didn't think this was going to be happening.
No, I didn't, especially not in a Ford, that's for sure.
Well, it was hard luck for Brett, but at the end of the day, 36 points for you, and that's what you came here to do.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I just want to thank everyone that's helped me out, especially Glenn for giving me the car to race. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and big performance to run back up the coast and you go and pick up the car, bring it back, and you look pretty good this morning in practice. You happy with the car?
Yeah, I'm stoked. A bit underpowered, but it's driving around nicely.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll let you get back to the pit area as the next team race comes out. In the blue XF Falcon from Cairns in North Queensland, Brett Brady. Mitchell Thompson from Maryborough will be out of position 3. Brian Galley from Victoria out of 4. Jason Jolly, the former national champion from right here in Lismore, out of 5. Shannon Blackburn, Joel Thomas, Trevor Mills, and Wayne Ramsdale, your starters. Final heat race of round number 2 for Lismore, Nissan and Kia, and we are off and running. Jensen got a good start, Brady didn't go. Oh, Blackburn up over the back of Brian Galley with 3 wide down the back straight. Galley moves through to position number 4. Thomas fighting back on the inside. Oh, Mitchell Thompson has got problems, I think. No, he keeps it in. He made contact with the fence, but able to keep it going is Brian Galley. Gives him a touch up on the way past. In the 3rd position, Chris Jensen, the race leader. From Jason Jolly, Brian Galley, Thompson, Thomas, Mills, Blackburn, Ramsdale and Brady. It's rough and ready. On the Lismore Showgrounds tonight. And Chris Jensen. Brian Galley moves up into position 2, puts Jason Jolly back to position 3. Thompson hanging on to 4th from Joel Thomas, Blackburn and Trevor Mills. Ramsdale and Brett Brady. The next one's on track. Chrissy Jensen from Townsville, North Queensland is your race leader. Oh, Blackburn really cropped up out of 4. Keeps control of the race, of the car in the race. Jensen. Still he's out in front. Jolly's back in the second. Galley and Jolly. Jolly hangs on the second at the moment. Galley then down on the bottom. Thompson still fourth. Oh no! Big crash in turn number 2. Blackburn and Mills are gone hard into the fence and yellows are on again. Deary, deary me. Oh. Jeez. On the bottom. It's hardly anyone's fault. A Jagger rut. One jumps over another and they both end up in the fence.
The rest of this race finished.
To see the gooseneck it's in as well. Jason Jolly right behind him. Mitchell Thompson, the youngster out of Maryborough. Alrighty, 5 laps left to run in heat number 12. And we're off and running. Jensen finds a nice run, a nice line through turns 1 and 2. Jolly right behind him, Thompson, Thomas, Brady and Ramsdale. Jensen, Jolly off the infield. A little bit of spark starting to fly from the front of Chris Jensen. A lot of sparks in fact. From the front of the race leaders, Commodore. Jolly. Thompson, Thomas, Brent Brady and Wayne Ramsdale. Laps counting down. Only 2 to go. Jensen, sparks from the Commodore. He's hanging on for dear life. He's got 1 lap to go. Jolly is second, Thompson is third. Joel Thomas and Brady. Ramsdale, final corner, final time. And Chris Jensen will take the win. Jolly will get second, Thompson third. Thomas, Brett Brady and Wayne Ramsdale. But how about that, folks, from Townsville, North Queensland? Give it up for Chris Jensen! Jenna, how about that, mate? That is tough work out there, but you just did what you had to do and you got it done.
Yeah, I know, it's rock and roll headquarters, isn't it, eh? Far out, that's probably the roughest I've raced on for a long time.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously the right choice now, the grader's coming out to fix her up, and hopefully that'll improve the racing, but not all went to plan in that first heat.
No, once again we had a small smoke issue. Someone left the tappet cover bolts a little loose. That'd be me, but we moved on from there.
Haven't we done that already?
Yeah, well, you know the story, mate. There's always something, eh?
Absolutely. All right, mate. We'll let you get back to it. All right. Heat number 13 of the Australian Championship. Rodney Pimenta and Max Clark on the front row. Kennedy and Langton, Broadbridge, Pottage, Jordan and Jacoby set for 12 laps. And we are underway. Pimenta gets a nice start on the bottom. Max Clark over the bumps. They're still there. And Shane Langton will slot through into position number 2. Max Clark will go back to third. Brendan Kennedy is fourth. Aaron Broadbridge, Phil Pottage, David Jacoby, and Steve Jordan at the rear of the field. Max Clark trying to run the high line. There's nothing there. It's too fast on the bottom. And Broadbridge moves in to P4. Pimenta, Langton. Pottage moves up on the inside of Max Clark now. Jacoby moves through. Pottage unchanged in the event. Rodney Pimenta out in front by about 8 car lengths to Langton. Max Clark. Sean Pottage and sets his sights on Baldwin. Jacoby's got problems. A little miss in the 36. Gets back on the gas now. Pimenta running away with this one. Langton second. Kennedy and Broadbridge. Pimenta is still out in front. Langton, Kennedy, Broadbridge unchanged in the event. Single file through the bumps and turns 1 and 2. There's only 4 to go for Rocket. Pimenta running away with this one. He is a long way in front. Langton, Kennedy, Jacoby runs high. Out of turn number 4. It's still tough work out there for the drivers. White flag will come out for Rocket. Langton, the length of the straight behind him. Steve Jordan pulling onto the infield. But Rocket Pimenta will take the win. Langton will get second. Kennedy, Broadbridge, Max Clark, Phil Pottage, David Jacoby. Oh, well, what a dominant performance from Toowoomba. Make some noise to Rodney Pimenta.
He was just getting some orders from the chief steward, I believe, over the one-way.
All right, Rocket. How about that, mate? That was really quick.
Yeah, no, it's good when you get out in front and you can sort of control the race a bit, but coming from the back's very interesting, and the track's certainly entertaining for the crowd. So I hope the crowd are enjoying it, and I'd like to thank Kathy and all the family that are here up on the hill. Thank you.
Very good. We'll let him get away. We'll push through the show. Matt Schwabrook and Ross Bullymore on the front row. Heat number 14 about to get underway for Lismore, Nissan and Kia. The Australian Championship. What a night it's been. 5 more to go, including this one. Schwabrook and Bullymore. It's Ford versus Mazda. And we are underway. Schwabrook leads us through turn number 1 for the first time. Down the back chute he goes, the Mazda of Bullymore, having a little bit of a sneaky look on the outside. Bullymore running the high line of the Mazda and got some momentum. Have a look at the little Mazda on the outside. Bullymore on the outside of the Mazda. Oh, good to watch. Schwabrook on the bottom. Bullymore on the top. They're side by side. Around the circuit we go. high side. Through 3 and 4. Oh. Swarbrook, the nose of the Falcon in front. Yellow's on as Paul Wilson's in the fence. Oh. How about that, Lismore? The little Mazda. On the outside. And great driving by Matt Swarbrook on the inside. They didn't trade paint on one occasion. Paul Wilson in the fence. And the yellow's on again. Recovery crew called into action.
Do some work on that and get him back out tomorrow, no doubt about that.
So the little Mazda of Ross Bullymore will set us free. And he caught in. And here we go again. He might try to keep the car down on the bottom, but is it going to be as fast on the bottom? Swarbrook, will he go to the top and have a look as he saw that that was working for the Mazda? Bullymore out in front. Swarbrook second. Oh, he runs a little high. Washes off some speed. Swarbrook has a little Captain Cook on the inside. He's rolling him in. Here comes Matty Swarbrook once again. Trying to mount a challenge, but the Mazda just pulls away. Hayden is third and under attack from Craig Fans. Welby, Brady, and Hutchison. Unchanged in this one. Bullymore starting to run away with it. Bullymore in the Lightning McQueen paint-coloured Mazda out of Townsville in North Queensland is doing a super jump in front of Max Swarbrook. Craig Fans still looking for the way past Chris Hayden, but can't get the job done at the moment. The white flag will come out for Bullymore. Welby problems in turn number 4. Rolling around as Craig Fans gets up on the inside of Chris Hayden on the last lap, but the Mazda of Ross Bullymore will take the win. Matt Swarbrook will get second, Hayden third, Craig Fans fourth, Brett Brady and Travis Hutchison. Oh, how about that, folks? Give it up for Ross Bullymore!
Actually, we worked it out up here. It's not Ross.
I'll tell you what, there's one happy person in here. Hey, mate, who would have thought you got to win an Australian title?
Oh, mate, I'm stoked, last run was bad track, but worked a little bit better for this one, but stoked for your crew, mate. It's just awesome, thanks.
Absolutely. How long haul all the way from North Queensland? How long does it take you to get down here?
About 21 hours. We took it pretty easy, but so far it's well worth the trip, so yeah, it's good, mate. Cheers.
All right, mate, we'll let you get back to the pits. I'm sure a couple of quiet beers will be in order for the team out of North Queensland. The Little Rotary has got one on the board, 36 points for a win. As heat number 15, Gavin Lawrenson and Dennis Shellcross, Robert Trapp and Todd Doyle, John O'Collins and Travis Barron. A big field for heat number 15. Strap yourselves in, there's some heavy hitters at the front, the middle and the back. We're about to turn them loose. Flood and Drew. And we are underway. Once again, Drew and Flood. Floody leads us for a moment. But Justin Drew gets the drive of the leaders in the turn 3 and 4 for the first time. It's helter-skelter. 3 wide. Out of 4. Todd Doyle on the chart. So too John O'Collins. Todd Doyle up in the 4th position. Gets up on the outside. Doyle on the outside will go to P3. John O'Collins finally on the inside of Flotty. Flotty back to 5th, make it 6th, make it 7th. As Gavin Lawrenson moves through. It's Justin Drew out in front. And red light's on.
Red light is on. Fire in car number 31. Got to get him straight over to the fire. He's fire in the rear of that car, which is why the red light has been thrown.
A fair few flames in the back of the Travis Barron Falcon. Indeed. Going to pull up. Red light's on.
Cars getting back underway. Stewards will have this race going in just a moment.
Justin Drew to lead us away. Commodore looks good out there, but he's a couple of quick ones behind him. Ready to stand on the fun button. And they're off and running. Justin Drew. Joel Thomas runs a little high and Todd Doyle will slip past and take over position number 2. Joel Thomas back to 3rd, John O'Collins, Robert Trapp, Gavin Lawrenson, Shellcross, Hedke and Barron as Todd Doyle gets up on the inside of Justin Drew. Drew and Doyle side by side. Drew and Doyle. Todd Doyle runs a little high, washes off some speed. Justin Drew fights back, but Doyle's quick through the middle of the corners. Doyle from Drew, Collins, Trappy, Thomas, Shellcross, Lawrenson, Henke and Barron. Shellcross. Have a look on the outside. And the Barron Falcon on fire once again. A red light's on. He pulls straight up at the fire crew. Joel Thomas, he's struggling. He told me on the infield he's got no brakes whatsoever in the Commodore, and you know how hard that'll be out there at the moment. Lawrenson and Hedke set for the start with 5 to go. Doyle, John O'Collins has a look on the inside of Justin Drew. John O'Collins has got some drive in the 21 machine. Trappy, Shellcross and Thomas. 4 to go for your race leaders. Shellcross gets really high up on 2 wheels, that time through turns number 1. Doyle is flying out in front. Two and a half laps left to go for your race leader. Thomas on the outside of Shellcross for 5th and 6th. Justin Drew, clear cut in second. John O'Collins becoming under attack from Trappy, who undergo be a race leader. The precision and the craft of Todd Bell. They're getting the win. Justin Drew, Collins, Trapp, Shellcross, Thomas, Lawrenson and Hetke. But what a performance from down the back from Gippy. Give it up for Todd Bell. Hey Todd, that was really impressive, mate. You must be happy.
Yeah, we changed the heat before, a diff before the last heat, so it's you made it go a bit better.
Absolutely. You have a hard-working crew out there and a great car, and you're so lucky to have a good team.
Oh yeah, I am. Thank Nash and all the guys that helped too. Thanks very much.
Very good. All right, mate. He heads back to the pits. 2 wins and a podium.
I'll nearly stick my neck out and say that.
Field 7 starters, 12 lap for Lismore, Nissan and Kia. The Australian Modified Production Championship. I tell you, Nikolai's got them held right up. Look at them bunched right up. Here we go. Steady. Push and shove. I got a bad feeling. We're 4 wide. 4 wide into turn number 1. This can't be good. But it's working itself out at the moment. Joey, your race leader. Joey will lead it. Turn number 1 for the second time, Peter Gray. His second, Ferguson is third. David Barber having a good run on the bottom. Aidan Raymond up on the inside, Brett Barron in the middle, Barber on the outside, Etherton, Thompson making some ground up from down the field. Peter Gray closes right up in the back of Jason Jolly. They bounce through the ruts in turns 1 and 2. Peter Gray. Peter Gray up on the inside of Jason Jolly. Jolly fighting back on the outside. Gray on the inside. Have a look at this. Jolly. Still your leader. Peter Gray second and not done with. Raymond up the inside of Ferguson. Barber, Barron, Pagel, Etherton, Thompson, Jew, and Nikolai around the wrong way on the main straight. Ferguson looks good. Heat number 16 has 6 laps still to run. Jolly dictates the pace. The green flag in the starter's hands for Lismore Nissan. Jason Jolly will lead us away as Aidan Raymond slips up the inside of Peter Gray. Here comes Raymond. Up the inside of Peter Gray. Gray and Raymond side by side. Raymond. Oh, big bicycle from Raymond. Somehow saves it, goes back to position number 4. Peter Gray back to second, Ferguson to third. Pagel on the inside of Barbara. Etherton, Thompson, Jude, and Nikolai. Jason Jolly out in front. Mitch Thompson has a look on the outside of Barbara. The Jolly flying out in front. Barron and Pagel resume the battle. Further down the field for 5th and 6th. Peter Gray can't close the gap to Jolly. He's got one to go. Down the back straight. Checkered flag already, and Jason Jolly will take them. Peter Gray for 2nd. Ferguson 3rd, Raymond 4th. Pagel, Barron, Thompson, Barbara, Jude, Etherton, and Nikolai. Now one of your hometown heroes. Make some noise for Jason Jolly. Well, great performance in heat number 16. Hometown heroes, he's tasted success on the... Well, hi Jason. Great to be back on the out of the front, eh?
Oh mate, she struggled all night with a few spring changes and it's a hell of a lot better. I don't know if we're out in front not much, but the car felt just a mile better compared to what it did earlier in the night.
Yeah, it sure did. It handled the bumps a lot better. You must have got a bit of a fright. Peter Gray snuck up the inside there, and you had to stand back on the gas.
Yeah, I thought I'd just keep it smooth and try to keep it nice and steady. But obviously when he came out, I thought I had to pick up the game a bit.
Absolutely, you got a few people you need to thank.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone in the pits there. The guys just been working really hard on it, and it wasn't too bad on Thursday night after practice, but it sort of didn't catch. We missed it tonight so far, but now it's I think it's pretty good. So hopefully tomorrow night will be like this, and we can just work on what we got.
Absolutely. How about some noise for your hometown hero and the Lismore Nissan Commodore? Give it up for Jason Jolly! As the pit gate is shut. Pace car pulls in. Heat 17. One more to go after this one. For Lismore, Nissan and Kia, the Australian Championship. Egan and Boss on the front row. And we are hammer down. Fletcher has a look up on the inside of Matt Egan, and Gavin Fletcher will get through to position number 2. Jason Bosch, race leader. Bossy on the high line, Gavin Fletcher on the bottom. And Gavin Fletcher will take over the lead. Bossy back to 2nd. Matt Egan, Graham Jones. And Shannon Blackburn spins in front of us. And we'll bring on the yellows. They're having all sorts of problems through turn 4. Big rut. As you can see, really jagging the cars towards the fence. In fact, 11 laps still to run. The counter's getting higher. And my feet are getting sorer. We're going to drink 35 beers tonight. Jason Boss will lead us away. And we're off and running. Fletcher right behind him to resume the battle. Fletcher doesn't take long and sneaks up the inside and takes over the lead. And heat 17. Bossy, Egan, Graham Jones, Hayes, whack, jags her up. Goes sideways, Ashley Barron moves up another position. Blackburn in the rear of the field. But look at Gavin Fletcher. Hayes up on the inside of Graham Jones. Jones fights back on the outside. Good performance by Graham Jones in fourth position, getting the BF Falcon sorted. Jeff Hayes, big contact with the fence. Broken the rack, can't get off the racetrack. He does successfully do it though. Gavin Fletcher. And Shannon Blackburn gets up on the inside of Kerry Lack. We're half race distance in heat 17. Fletcher the length of the straight in front of Jason Boss. Graham Jones all over the back of Matt Egan. Egan on the top. Graham Jones gets surely inside. He will take over position number 3. Barron is 5th. Blackburn 6th. Lack 7. And Fletcher just taking it easy with 3 laps left to run. Unchanged in the event. There's only 2 to go. Ashley Barron, Egan, 1 to go for Fletcher. Bossy, Graham Jones, Egan 4th. Barron about to take him. I think Barron does get up on the inside and takes over position 4 to Gavin Fletcher. Takes it in. Bossy will get 2nd. Graham Jones will get 3rd, Blackburn will get 4th, Barron 5th, Egan and Kerry Lack, but from Ipswich in Queensland makes a noise for Gavin Fletcher!
Well, some Fletcher fans here. Nothing wrong with that old black XF Falcon. That's 2 wins tonight. Tell you what, that is a big water ride, Fletch. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Loving it out here. It's looks a bit of fun. The ruts aren't too deep, but just fucking let's go, mate. I love it.
Absolutely. So going to put this thing on cotton wool for the night and bring it out tomorrow?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I think me on tight off the pole again. This time I'll win, mate.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They're fighting words. Gavin Fletcher. They're going nuts.
Galley, Walling, McDonald, Raymond, Ramsdale, White, McDonald, Clark and Jensen. Strap yourselves in, Lismore. This is going to be red hot. Green flag at 11, the lucky last of the night. Carlin and Olsen on away. Mark Carlin gets a great start. Oh, it's rough and ready. Further down, Raymond up in the 3rd position. Rolling back to 4th. Galley's going backwards in a hurry. Whitey down the bottom. McDonald up in the 3rd. Here comes Whitey. Darren White up the inside of McDonald. Oh, Mark Raymond to the boards. He's able to keep it going. Cohen, the race leader. Clausen. Is 2nd. Darren White is 3rd. McDonald 4th. Walling 6 lengths in front of Whitey. Galley on the infield and out of the race. It's a dog's breakfast further back. Carlin leads. Whitey. Second, Horson. Roy, McDonald, Brent Clark, Raymond, Jensen, Ramsdale, McDonald. Whitey's closing the gap. Here comes Whitey. Jensen up on the inside of Mark Raymond. Jensen on the move. And Quentin Clark gets turned around. Keeps him in, and the race will continue. Whitey's closing. There's 2 laps left to run. Here goes Darren White. 1 lap to go. Through the last corner, final time, Whitey up on the inside, Whitey and Carlin will get it. Whitey second, Horson, Greg Walling, Raymond, Shane McDonald, Ramsdale, Jensen, McDonald, and Quentin Clark. All the way from Geelong and Victoria, give it up from Mark Carlin.
In the interval break, Mark come up to me and said, I'm trying to come up and speak to you, Rhino, but it's not happening at the moment. Well, Mark, it's taken a couple of heats, but you got to win. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, we've been waiting to get up here and talk to you all night, Rhino. Finally got it sorted in the holes a little bit more there, I think. I've got to thank the boys down the pits, Fatty, Clark, Ash, everyone, Miley, everyone that's helping out.
Absolutely, and I know you've probably taken the foot off a little coasting to victory, but did you expect to see a Black Falcon fly up the inside in the last corner?
Yeah, well, I was waiting for him to come, man. That thing's quick, so we've got a little bit of work to do tonight. And tomorrow, a little bit more pace.
Absolutely. All right, we'll let you get back to the pits. How about it for your winner, Mark Carlin?
We are ready to race. Car, the number 8 car already. It's Wayne Peterson on the infield. Didn't make it even to the start. As we get away, Nathan Gordon gets them away. However, the 72, the Ford Focus of Paul Redmond, he shot off but out wide. He's got to realise there's not necessarily that much grip out there earlier on. It's not in the second position. The number 1 out of Queensland, Russell Cowley, driving the Honda CRX into third. And we've got one of the Gordon cars. Oh, we've got one up into the wall, and he has been ploughed into. That's one of the Duke cars that's hit him, and he's cleaned up. This is not the Demolition Derby, guys. The 17 car has absolutely creamed 2 cars on the way round. Nathan Gordon gets them underway again. The 72 car worked it out. You don't stay too tough on the outside. He's got himself in. It's the one of the Gordon cars slipped in. The second position tries to go around the outside. We've got one around in turn 2. He shifted it. That's not going to cause any stoppages. It's 72, 28 and 2. Cameron Nixon, the Korakai kid, he's in third position. Ben Gordon in second, and it is the 72 car of Paul Redmond. We're looking for a tidy line. Gone out a bit wide in turn 4. It is slippery out wide. Not an opportunity though for Ben Gordon to be able to get up on the inside. 13 car tries to the outside. That's Michael English. He's got his nose in front of the Cameron Nixon car, now up into third position. Michael English. Gordon goes out wide, keeps it off the wall. Got the nose in front in second position, but Michael English tries to get it on the inside. That Fuego still in third position. Ben Gordon hangs on to it, hangs on to second. Paul Redmond still leading this event. 4 laps to go, half distance now. English gets to the inside of the Gordon car. Gordon closes the door coming into turn 1, holds a tight line through there, no room. Good challenges on our leader. He's got about 2.5 car lengths in it. Number 41, Craig Cranston, looks like he could be about to be lapped. With 3 laps to go, they're coming very quickly onto him. Very slippery track at the moment for these 4 cylinders. Even the Queensland number 1, not coming to grips with this track early on. At the front though, about to go around the outside of the Cranston car is our number 72 car, Redmond. Michael English now in second position. And the Gordon car, number 28 in third. Nixon back into fourth. Then it's car number 11, Kevin Willis in the Telstar. He's under a lot of pressure from the 78, the Charade, the Redmond car. Michael English now leading with 1 lap to go. White flag out. Michael English has got him in turns 3 and 4. Redmond and Gordon. English, Redmond and Gordon coming round into turn 3. Michael English now holds a tight line. Goes out a little wide. The Redmond car can't get on the inside. And the checkered flag for the Racing Fuego. Michael English, the focus of Redmond. And Gordon in car number 28. Take 1, 2 and 3. 13, 72 and 28. That's the way they finish. First of our races here at the Lismore Speedway. 4-cylinder action brought to you by NBN Television. On as the Street Stockers are about to do over 8 laps here at the Lismore Speedway. We're underway. Reeves' car off pole position is absolutely swamped. Cars going around the outside. And in fact, those that were stuck behind in slightly going out wide now that they've got some room. But it's Stubbsy and the number 72 car of Chilpa. They've gotten through quickly. Bryce Doyle is up there in the third position now. But Stephen Stubbs takes the lead. His drafted automotive car. The 72 car of Nick Chilpa. A bit of pressure now. Carlos coming back. Here comes the Fawcett car. From back in the pack, he's now up into fourth spot. If he can nail it, staying out wide, he does so. Gets past the Brock Armstrong car, number 88. So he's up into fourth spot and on the chase for a podium sit on this, the first heat. Stephen Stubbs and the Chilcott car. Number 72, Doyle in 64. Fawcett on the chase in fourth position. Car number 65 looks to go to the inside of Doyle. 3 laps left in it. These guys have sat out there in the paddock. They've had to be patient and had to wait. Now it's their turn to shine on the Lismore Speedway. The Lismore, Nissan and Kia, our major sponsors this weekend. Stephen Stubbs stays well clear of any problems. The big challenge on for third though. Fawcett trying to get on the inside of the Doyle car. Doyle goes out a little wide, but so does the Fawcett car. Looks tries to go tight in turn 1. Fawcett stays low. Doyle goes out wide. Still got the nose in front as they come past the Malwell side. Fawcett can't quite nail the deal. 1 lap to go. White flag out now for Stephen Stubbs, our leader. Chilcott in second position. Doyle holds on to third. Fawcett comes at him again, stays low through turns 1 and 2, stays in front with the nose in as we go past the Lismore Automobile Club into turn 3. He holds him there, takes him out a little wider, and he almost collects the wall, but it's the checkered flag for Stephen Stubbs. Chilcott and Fawcett takes third position. That's the way they finish in the Street Stockers for Jobro Enterprises. coming around for a green light. And away we go. These are fun things to watch on this Lismore Speedway. Okay, wasn't happy with the start. So we'll bring him in under an amber light and we'll have another crack at it, shall we? Yeah, Darren, the driver, has bought them all. Wants the negatives, actually, so he can destroy them. And no one will ever know what happened, but it did. And away we go, Wingless sprints. We'll bring around over 8 laps. And it's the A95 car. Sean Mortimer. He can't keep this bloke out of a race car. He's retired more times than Dame Nellie Melba. But Sean Mortimer is back driving car number 95 at the moment and driving it well. It's the 71 car of David Higgins in behind him. Battle going on for 3rd, 4th and 5th. That's getting very tight indeed. At the moment it's the 15 car of David Santin that holds it. But he wouldn't want to make a mistake because he's got cars on the inside ready to dash through. As he goes wide this time. Mind you, he might use going wide as an attack on 2nd position. Have a look at them. They are all bunched up now. Wingless sprints here at the Lismore Speedway. Checkered flag coming out by the look of it. Not this time round. Okay, we've just got no numbers up on the lap counter. 30 laps, no. 2 laps. Okay, we've got that organised. Drivers don't know when to stop if they can't read it. Sean Mortimer out in front, car number 98 in 2nd position. That is Warren King. I think Warren actually may own both cars. Warren, a former promoter here at the Lismore Speedway, he's up into 2nd. We'll be happy with that. White flag out now. Sean Mortimer, Warren King. The number 15 car of David Sandin, I think, got the nose in front on 3rd spot. Chuck tries to chase down the Warren King car down the back straight. Comes into turn 3. They are side by side. It's going to be a drag race for 2nd and 3rd. Oh, who got that? Sean Mortimer got first. I've been told 95, 98, 15. It could be the way. Certainly 95. 98 Warren King, I reckon, might have just got it by a nose. The car that crashed on Thursday night. One of the many locals who put their hand out to help. 4-cylinder racing. Transton gets them away. Starts to gap them now. They're coming through past that back straight into turn 3. They are 4 wide in areas. Certainly plenty of excitement when that happens here at the Lismore Speedway. Car number 83 trying to work their way through. One of our visitors, Ray O'Neill, in an escort. Coming into turn 4, we've got Craig Transton leading the racing Fuego, Michael English. Then Kurt Wilson in car number 16. He's up into 3rd position. It's the locals all over, holding off the visitors. Side by side, it's English and Kurt Wilson. And Craig Transton being brought back to the pack just a little bit. 5 laps to go. Craig Transton's going to have to be careful or he is going to be swamped by these 2 cars very quickly behind him. Kurt Wilson, number 16, goes out wide and takes him in turn 3, seals the deal as they come out of turn 4. He's our new leader. Transton in 2nd, Michael English in 3rd. Back quite a way to car number 36 in 4th spot, Andrew Plim. Another one of our local drivers in the 4-cylinder division. And it's Kurt Wilson, car number 16. Michael English tries to get on the inside, get himself up into 6th position. Goes side by side just about into turn 2. Craig Transton holds him off, goes past the Valvoline side and comes up into turn 3 with a clear lead now. Can anybody catch Kurt Wilson? He has certainly done the job so far in catching, passing and now stretching his lead in the 4 cylinders. 2 laps to go as they round up a slower car, pulls onto the infield. White flag out for our leader. Kurt Wilson sees it. 1 lap to go for Kurt Wilson. Former junior racing here at the Lismore Speedway. Taking the step up and doing it well. Transton up into second position. Michael English tries to take it back into, is in third. But Kurt Wilson, car number 16, takes first position. Michael English tries to get on the inside, and I think Craig Transton held on. Just on the outside, Craig Transton second, Michael English third. So 41 and 13, second and third. Didn't go and have a look at the pits tonight. Have a check out of them tomorrow night. They are stretched way back into what we know as the go-kart pit area as well. So many vehicles here racing this weekend. Good to see as we come up for a start. Green light, and we're away. The number 3 car gets out. And gets a clean start. Vickery in second position. And it's the Hicks car. Force it up there into third position now, got the nose in. It's number 3, then Vickery, then 65, Fawcett. Fawcett looks to go to the outside, coming out of turn 1. Goes wide, just washes off some speed. Doesn't help him out there yet. Got to be out there for a few laps, I think, to build the track. Just looking at a turn 1. We're still trying to avoid where the rut was, not there now. After all the work that has been done, however, old habits die hard as they race in. Vickery trying to get up underneath coming out of turn 2. Didn't quite make it. Goes into turn 3. Full noise on. Fawcett trying to get in underneath as well. Four laps to go. Back further in the field. Gray holding on to 4th spot, well off the pace though. The 72 car, that is Chilcott, tries to get on the inside. Now starting to come up on the slower cars, our leaders. As Chilcott gets on the inside of Gray side by side. Into turn 4, Chilcott nails it. Up to the lead now, Vickery passes our slower car, Nicole Reeves. And Fawcett does as well. The 3 car with 1 lap to go. Sees the white flag. Gets it in. The Oatsy car. 1 lap left in it. As steam comes out of a car on the infield. Comes around turns 3 and 4. Young Oatsy. He's got it. Well done. Car number 3. 46. Vickery. 55, 65 is Fawcett. 1, 2 and 3. That's the way they finish. Start car moves to the infield. Amber lights out, ready for a start this time round. And away we go. We got a green light. Car number 42, Ian Hirsch gets them away. He's swamped by Aaron Ackley around the outside. I think Martin came with him. Is that car 80 in second position? But certainly Aaron Ackley leading from the Martin car. Then back to the 98 car of Warren King. Warren King challenged in third position. Got the outside line as they go into turn 3. Holds in turn 4. Oh, we've got one right up into the fence. That's caused a red light to be thrown. Car still racing. We've got an enormous high catch fence there, and it did its job. I didn't see how it got there, but I certainly saw it come down. So we just will wait and see what the crash crew's saying. It is just slightly out of my vision where I stand. We are looking to see if we've got any footage of what happened. but it certainly got well up into the air. It is the number 95 car, which Sean Mortimer was driving. He took the last hit. It's actually for sale. It's going really cheap as we speak. It's, oh dear, it's probably not the best. There's a few people wondering how he is. He got fairly high. I think that's Tony Powell looking at the catch fence just to make sure that that's okay.
Just seemed like we were 3 wide, and I think I let the right rear come into the left side of it and launched it.
Okay, mate, into the EMOs, they're in good hands there. The car will be right, mate. We'll get her off the track for you. And thanks to the New South Wales Ambulance Service, straight on the job there. And EMO will order winked at me as much as say Sean appears to him just visually be quite.
Lights out, ready for a green light this time round. Car number 98 gets them away. That is Warren King. Comes around and we get a clean lap this time. 6 laps to go. Warren King of the 48 car of Dennis Ding. Mazza gets his nose in front now. Down the back straight. Warren King trying to come back at him. Equal pace. Warren King just off the boil going through turns 1 and 2. He's going to have to come back at him really quickly. Dennis, the big Mazza. He's got this car really wound up. Didn't finish the first heat. Now he's got to make up for it. And he's doing brilliantly. Warren King just falling off the pace. Trying to come back at him. There's a battle for third. Back there is the car number 73. 72 is Bruce Hall. He's in third spot. Yeah, sorry, 72 on the back there. He's under a lot of pressure back there in third spot. Holding them off at the moment. 1 to go, white flag is out. It's Mazza, King, and the 72 car of Bruce Hall. Hall under more pressure than anybody else. Dennis Mazza smiling ear to ear under that helmet as he brings it around. Dennis Mazza takes the checkered flag. Warren King is second. Bruce Hall is third. 48, 98 and 72. That's the way they finish. Wingless sprints their second heat tonight. It's 56 pistons as well. Think about it that way. Here we go. Oh dear. I can't help myself with the bad jokes, can I? Look 4 wide immediately in the start. Trent Dude trying to get away very, very quickly. A lot of pressure coming up behind him though. A lot of unknown quantities here, but I think that's Cameron Nixon coming through the pack on the outside. And no, number 16 car, no, it's Kurt Wilson. Kurt Wilson sticks to the outside and drives it home into first place by a nose going into turn 3 of the second lap. Kurt Wilson, you want a beauty. The number 7 car gets in there as well. That's Tim Weir in second position. Trent Dew back in third. The 88 car of Armstrong, he's battling it out in fourth position, trying to stay in touch with these lead cars. The 78 car, which is the Charade of Hamish Redmond. They've taken out the lead position at the moment and clearly doing so. Kurt Wilson in the number 16 car. 7, Tim Weir needs to work hard if he wants to catch up with him, but I think Weir may have a problem. Trying to get past these slower cars. It's just caught him there. Trent Dew in third position. Right on his hammer, so he needs to get the work happening if he wants to get this escort away. Brock Armstrong there in the number 88 car. the 85 car I'm looking at. I'm getting mixed up with the juniors. Great battles further back in the field. But Kurt Wilson in 16 sees the white flag. He got less than a lap to go now. Weir in the 7 car. Armstrong and Dew fighting it out for 3rd spot. Side by side as they went into turn 1. Dew gets away from him. But Kurt Wilson takes the checkered flag in the 4 cylinders. They're our feature race tonight. Weir in 2nd position in car number 7, then Trent Dew in 17. Didn't mean to confuse anybody, but they'll be back. They are the feature race tonight for the State of Origin. Queensland versus New South Wales. Coming round, Travanford start car on the infield and under starters orders. And for the next 12 laps, feature race for the street stockers here at the Lismore Speedway, and Stubbs is away, force it on his outside. Oatsy's in there, Vickery coming through on the inside. Up into 3rd position, nose just in front. In 2nd is Fawcett, Stubbsy leading. As he did, completing the first lap. 72 car of Chilcott. Gray trying to get up there in the mix as well. Bryce Doyle. The first, that 2nd bunch. But Stubbsy and Vickery force it. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 is there, it's hard to say, I think it may be. The Oatsy car. Stubbsy coming round on turn 4. Under pressure from Fawcett. Fawcett goes to the inside. Turn 1, Vickery there as well. Fawcett got the nose in front, down the Valvoline side. Past the Automobile Club into the Northern Star Grandstand, turn 3. Stubbsy coming back at him in turn 4. He's had a bit of a moment, and Fawcett back to 2nd position. Vickery trying to come at him as well. Unfortunate moment there for Fawcett. He had that, he was about to nail it, and he's now back in 3rd spot. Stubbsy fought back beautifully, held his line, stayed a little wider, kept the pressure on. That was the Chilcott car now up into 3rd position. Chilcott. Car number 3 is Oatsy. He's up in 3rd now. Fawcett in 4. Chilcott in 5. It's Stubbsy and Vickery. Vickery gets the nose in front at the Automobile Club going into turn 3. It's a bit of a rut. Just a couple of bumps in turn 3 and 4. He's managed to hold on though. Thomas Vickery. Smoke coming out of the back of the Stubbs car. Hopefully that's not terminal for him. A couple of bumps coming out of turn 4 before. And suddenly the smoke does appear. Vickery, Fawcett coming up on the outside of Stubbs. Staying wide, Stubbsy comes back at... nasty moment there. Nasty moment for Stephen Stubbs. He's back in 3rd position, nose just in front of the Fawcett car. Stubbsy comes back at him. Fawcett around the outside of the Valvoline side. Now heavily on the chase of Thomas Vickery in the lead. Fawcett comes to the outside, goes to turn 1, gets pushed out a little wider. Comes to the inside, guess who's there? Oatsy. Oatsy crosses over, goes out wide. That may have cost him 3rd spot. As Stubbsy comes back at him. 1 lap to go, white flag coming out for our leader. That's Vickery. Car number 46, 65 Fawcett. Oatsy in 3. And then Stubbsy holding back in 4. Smoke pouring out the back of his car now. Checkered flag out for our leader. He'll take the checkered flag. Feature race for the street stockers. Vickery 46, 3 and 65. That's the way they finished. OT and Forson in second and third. Well done, Thomas Pickering. Car number 46. Fantastic race with Stubbsy all the way through. And we've got the amber lights off. We're going to get a start this time round. Wingless sprints over 12 laps. Coming around, waiting to hit the start-finish line, and away we go. Green flag, we are underway. 12 laps of Wingless sprint action. Robert Mazza's come out firing. He has taken that outside line and done a brilliant job. He's leading from car number 71 and 72. Number 71, David Egan. 72 is Bruce Hall. Warren King got blitzed at the start. He's coming back though. He's fighting back, Warren King. Aaron Ackley trying to get up under the mix as well. But he's had a bad time of it. He's in second to last spot. There's a lot of work to catch up. Car number 48 got a comfortable lead now. Robert Mazza. Mazza goes out wide this time, leaving the 71 car to come back at him. David Eggins inching close side by side out of turn 2. Into the Valvoline sign area, and side by side they continue into turn 3, the Northern Star turn. Oh, who's going to come across the line? I think 71's got him this time. He has. David Eggins now lead. Mazza in second position. Great passing move there by staying out wide. Did a fantastic job. Eggins, Mazza now under pressure from the number 15 car, trying to get up on his inside. That is David Santin. Santin comes at him. Down the back straight into turn 3. Holds him out wide. This has happened before. It's deja vu for Dennis Mazza. He's now back to third position and still under pressure. Can David Santin catch David Eggins? Right on top of each other at the moment, getting past the slower car. 4 laps to go. The Wingless Sprint feature tonight at the Lismore Speedway. Racing brought to you by Lismore Nissan and Kia. It's 71, 15 and the 48 car of Mazza holds on to third position. 3 laps to go. David Santin gets close in underneath, trying a little, have a quick look. Coming out of turn 4, stays on the low line. David Eggins tries to come down and cut him off, manages to do so at a turn 2. Lucky to get away with it this time. He'll see the white flag this time. 1 lap to go. David Eggins and David Santin battling it out in the lead here. Mazza under a lot of pressure. He's in third position, but only just holding on. Mazza's brakes are glowing at the moment with the checkered flag falls. It's 71, 15. It's David Eggins, David Santin. Oh! And I think the brake disc has just absolutely let fly. There is glowing metal everywhere out of the back of the Mazza car. I'm not quite sure whether Mazza made it into third spot. It was fairly spectacular the way that gave way. 3:04.22, that race time, which is a new 12 lap record for the Wingless Sprints. And rumble they will.
Y'all ready for this?
Oh, we certainly are. 20 laps of 4-cylinder mayhem. Have a look at these gaggle of cars out there tonight, ready to turn it on for you in their 4-cylinder feature race. It's their chance to shine tonight, the 4 cylinders. We've got Queenslanders and New South Wales. As the program says, it is the State of Origin race. Final round, 15 laps this race is going to be over. Coming around at a steady pace, starter's hands. He's happy, he's smiling, and we are away with Queensland number 1 on the pole position on that Honda CRV. Oh, and straight away we have a nasty moment in turn 1. We got one car that went on its side, came back on its wheel, and got absolutely T-boned by the 28 car. 28 car, Ben Good. Around. Here we go, we're underway, got a green light. Let's see if we can do this again. If we can get through turns 1 and 2 without too much. Oh, we've got cars going everywhere. Oh, and we've got number 17, I think, slammed into the wall. The other Gordon car, 29, involved in that. The restart coming around. Restart number 3 it would be. The warm and caring hands of .com, our steward. Away we go. The CRX gives it a blast this time as well. Got the charade out there, car number 78, now leading. Coming through, Kurt Wilson around the outside. There's a nasty bump for them all coming out of turn 4. When you're wide, they hit it. And they still stay on the track. It's 3 wide they race across this back straight. Oh, they've left the charade in their dust. We've got one around in turn 4, and that's caused another stoppage. Kurt Wilson absolutely nailed it down the back straight. Okay, they've organised a 2-lane restart. Here we go. To say I'm confused is to say the least, but there we go. Stewards know what they're doing. It's always the way. Kurt Wilson goes around the outside. He's chasing down this little charade of the Redmond car. We've got Glenn Armstrong on the inside. As they come round, who's going to hit that white line first? It is Kurt Wilson. He has done a brilliant job. He stays out wide. Keeps it nailed, goes down the back straight, goes into turn 4, and he stretched the lead from Armstrong to about 4 car lengths. One on the middle of the track, one on the far outside. It seems that that's where the pace is. Armstrong chases him out wide as well. The charade, he stays wide. Now he's getting passed up into 3rd position, Michael English. The CRV of Russell Cowley trying to get into the mix as well. At the moment it's New South Wales, and New South Wales. Then a couple of Queenslanders thrown into the mix. Cameron Nixon back there in 6th spot as well. Now in a State of Origin match, we're doing pretty well in New South Wales. Let's not get too greedy. Kurt Wilson doing an unbelievable job. 9 laps to go. Cars getting out of control going into turns 1 and 2. Some cars barely getting into turns 1 and 2. Car number 72 having a nasty moment. That's Paul Redmond. Kurt Wilson chasing down some of our slower cars. We have an amber light. Car number 72 can't get away from the wall over there in turn 2. He'll get noticed. That was the 11 car. Was that Kevin Willis? Is it, I think, number 11? He's right. Kurt Wilson gets away. Armstrong, Michael English in the Redmond car. Back to Russell Cowley in the Honda. And the 11 Willis car into the mix. But it's certainly all New South Wales 1, 2 and 3. Kurt Wilson pays that high line. Michael English gets the nose up in front. Armstrong bounced to a run, went out wide. English took the opportunity while he was getting it back under control to slip on the inside, held him out, and now has second position. Can he catch Kurt Wilson? That's the big ask. Kurt is just absolutely flying this evening. 5 laps to go in our 4-cylinders. I think we've had a death in the family. Cranston moves to the infield. Lots of smoke billowing out of the motor. And it's not a good look for Craig. 4 laps to go. Kurt Wilson, racing Quago in second. Armstrong in third. With 4 laps to go. Kurt Wilson slowly losing his lead, but he's got plenty of it. We've got one over. We've got 3 laps to go, and there has been a big roll over in turn 1, going into turn 2. We've declared the race, because we've got to make sure that everything is okay. Declared the race with 3 laps to go, and we'll be finishing with Wilson, English, and we've got a nice cloud over the Lismore Speedway as they get Mel's car back on its side. There is a fire at the firing zone there. There was a fire in the engine bay. Waiting for confirmation on the driver. Certainly seen better days as that car. The driver is still in the car. I can only assume by letting it bounce that way that the driver is okay. He's just getting out of the car now. Here she goes, the hands out. For a helping hand to get out. El Rachow. She's out of the car. Give her a round of applause. Well done, Mel. Not the way you wanted to finish your night. You can see she's upset.
Thanks very much, Neil. We've got 3 presentations to do. First one is the Stockers feature. Third placing tonight, the 65 car of Stuart Fawcett.
First of all, I've got to thank Matt Midner for letting us use the shed all the time. It's been a great help. The old man, Titties and the boys, and all these guys for a great night racing. Just come over here.
Well done, Stewie. Second placing tonight, folks, in the Stockers feature, the big unit, number 3, Scott Owen.
Cheers, mate. I'd like to thank Aussie Auto, 6 Feet Deep Clothing, Trevor Reeves Builder, Tim Gamble, Vinyl Science, Blackbooks. I'd like to thank these guys for putting on a good event tonight. Dad for getting us over here and everyone that's helped with that. Thanks.
And it's got here the winner tonight, folks, of the Stockers feature and a great drive, the 46 car, Thomas Vickery.
Just got to thank everyone who turned up tonight. Thank the boys for putting up a good show for a really rough track. Really got to thank Dad for putting the car together for this week. I've been quite out with silence. And got to thank Active Full Drive and also Transmissions and Ben Tyres.
Well done, guys. Pally will just grab a quick photograph of there. Smile and look good. Okay, folks, the Wingless Sprints. What a great night for these guys. Third placing goes to the 48 car, Robbie Mazza.
First I'd like to thank Blackwoods, Lower Carriers in Sales, take our Speedway photos, my family up on the hill. Thanks for coming out. Everyone for coming. Congratulate Dave. To Dave. But yeah, hopefully see you all again tomorrow night.
Okay, well done, mate. Second placing tonight, folks, went to the number 15 car of Dave Santin.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the boys for, keep working on the car, keep it going, so we can do shows all over the place. And I'd like to thank Dave. It's good, it's a great drive. We had a big battle up Marybar last night. We just come back, so when he beat me up there, so I'd like to get him one stage. Thank you.
The winner tonight, folks, of the Wingless Sprint feature, the 71 car, David Higgins.
Thank you. Just like to thank the crew, which is pretty much my family, and it's a pretty tough track tonight, but still a lot of fun. Thank you.
Okay, guys, well done. The next presentation and the final one of the evening, folks, will be for the race just decided, the 4-cylinder feature. JC Strabies along the deck here. 4-cylinder feature, the 85 car third was Glenn Armstrong.
Good on you, mate. A good ball out there tonight. I'd like to thank my daughter Brittany for keeping the car straight all year so I could have a run. Thank Triple M Paints for the sponsorship, all the crew to give us a hand. I'd like to thank these other guys. They're much younger than me, and you can see why they can get in front of me on that track. What a track, what a night. Had a great night. Thanks, guys. Congratulations to the other drivers.
Well said, Glenn. Second placing tonight went to the 11 car, Michael English. 13, sorry. One of many here.
Thanks. First off, I'd always like to thank Dale, which has always helped me to get the car ready. Special thanks to the G family and all the pit crew, and Shane, Craig, Al, and anyone else who doesn't know. Thanks.
Good on you, mate. Well done. The winner tonight, folks, the 4-cylinder feature, the great drive, Kurt Wilson.
I'd like to thank Mum and Dad, Dada, Patrick, Sophie, Carly, Will Speed Racing, Northern Rivers Discount Batteries, and Max Graham Weldon. Thank you.
Thanks very much, mate. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, between 5 and 5:15, we'll commence racing, and it's over to Neil to wrap it up for you.